Hey guys, today we're comparing the Fujifilm XE4 to the Fuji XT4, my favorite Fuji camera at the moment. And I know this might sound a little bit goofy because these cameras share. They don't share, they share. They share the same sensor. And I know that might sound goofy because these two cameras share the exact same sensor, but they might be more comparable than you think for both photo and video modes. So today we're gonna get into all those details.
I'm not feeling it today. All cameras are good enough. My job doesn't matter.
They said it couldn't be done. You don't have enough subscribers. You don't have enough views, likes, followers. Well, they were wrong. Camp Kinotika is coming, whether you're ready for it or not. Aluminum, alloy, plastic, glass. In time, it all fades. In time, it all turns to dust. A camera is simply a tool, a messenger. Your voice has been heard. Now, voices echo back.
What if nobody comes?
That's a real possibility.
This is just too soon. Like, I'm asking people to travel cross country to hang out with me for a day.
Well, I think they wouldn't show up unless they wanted to.
Yeah, maybe. Just feels a little bit narcissistic.
Well, what are your intentions?
I just really want this to be about communicating. It's been really fun.
It's already in motion. Bags are being packed. Tickets are being booked. You can't undo what's already been done. We can't run. We can't stay home. Camp Kinotika is inevitable.
Sorry guys, my freaking Sony a7S III has been like glitching out lately. Sorry if the footage looks bad today or something, but let's just get back into the video. Full disclosure, Fujifilm did send me the XE4 as well as a couple lenses for a loan test for a few weeks, but I do sadly have to send it back tomorrow. But just wanted to be upfront with you guys. I'm not being paid by Fuji. Obviously I don't get to keep any of the gear, but just wanted to let you know that. So now we're gonna dive into the video side of the XE4 and the XT4. And to do that, we're gonna be joined by my beautiful hunk of a friend, Connor McCaskill. Okay, so now you have to come snap. And then you appear. It's a really cool thing we have you.
So I'm gonna, like, do I like sit here?
So yeah, you'll sit.
And just. Okay, let's break down the video features between these two beautiful Fujifilm cameras. The Fujifilm XT4 is able to record 10-bit internal 420 DCI 4K up to 60 frames per second, whereas the Fujifilm XE4 is capable of 8-bit 420 up to 30 frames per second. However, interestingly, both of them are capable of 10-bit 422 through HDMI to, say, an Atomos Ninja 5.
So much to my surprise, the XE4's internal 4K 8-bit actually looks really good, even stacked up side by side with the XT4's internal footage. And we even did some kind of pixel peeping tests where I blasted the saturation on the F-Log profiles of both cameras. And when you really look closely to my skin tones and stuff, you can see where it falls apart a little bit faster on the 8-bit XE4 footage. But still, like, you have to look really close and pixel peep to notice a difference between the internal 8-bit and 10-bit. At the end of the day, they both look really good with this internal F-Log profile.
Fujifilm autofocus. As far as the XE4 goes, it is comparable with most other Fujifilm cameras that we've tried out in the past. It seems decent in most situations, especially when you walk towards the lens. However, when you were walking away from the lens, it's tended to kind of go to infinity focus, then work its way back, which is kind of weird. But when you compare it to things like a Sony or a Canon camera, of course, it is nowhere near as good as that, so keep that in mind. Now, the Fujifilm XE4 does have this very sleek, compact body. However, it does lack IBIS and including digital IS like the Fujifilm XT4 has, which does hurt it just a little bit in the video department when trying to get handheld stable footage. That being said, it is, again, a nice compact body, which can fit in your pocket and output some pretty incredible footage for its size.
All right, so now let's talk about the photo capabilities of these two cameras compared. So the thing is, both these cameras have an identical sensor inside of them. They just have different types of ergonomics, body styles, that kind of thing. So when it comes to the results you're getting from photos, it all comes down to what lens you choose. And if you use the same lens on these cameras, it's gonna look identical basically. The XT4 does have a slightly higher burst mode for raw photos, but other than that,
They're pretty much brothers.
one thing the XT4 has over the XE4 is the quality of the EVF. It's a lot higher resolution EVF, just feels bigger, brighter, more beautiful, but the screens on both of the cameras are the exact same, and I'm just gonna say it here, you heard it here first, they're both poo-poo. Wouldn't recommend using them. They're pretty dim, even at max brightness, and yeah, they just don't have a very high resolution. But then again, most mirrorless cameras these days have pretty crappy screens, so I wouldn't count on that anyway.
Okay guys, it's time for the vibe check, and the XE4 kind of passes, but also doesn't. It's got a really flat body, like, it's flat. I wish it had like the Fujifilm X100V grip or even the XT4 grip, but it just doesn't. It makes it kind of awkward to hold and it maybe kind of slips out of your hands a bit more than you'd like.
And just so you know, the XE4 has the same exact battery as the XT3, but since it's a small, tiny camera, it's actually got decent battery life. It's not amazing, so I would just recommend if you're gonna go out and shoot for a day, have multiple batteries on you just to keep you safe. Now, when it comes to the ergonomics and the vibes here, the XT4 is definitely in a different class. It's got, you know, the deeper grip. It's got an extra dial on the back so you can change settings a lot faster. You really can set up the XT4 to switch settings without diving into your menus, which makes shooting faster, smoother, that kind of thing. There are a couple of settings on the XE4 that take a little bit more time. Like if you want to switch from photo to video mode, you have to click an extra button and scroll all the way down. I know, it's really difficult, but on the XT4, you just do a little switchy switch on here and you're instantly in video mode and you can have things set up and ready to rock. So the XT4, in my opinion, wins when it comes to ergonomics and stuff like that, settings. But the XE4, definitely not terrible.
All right, let's just get down to it. When it comes to the competition between the Fujifilm XE4 and the XT4, maybe it'll come down to price. And if you're in that sub $1,000 range, you're gonna struggle to find a better camera than the Fujifilm XE4. Of course, the new Sony what?
ZV-E10?
ZV-E10?
Yeah.
Of course, the Sony ZV-E10 is out now, and that camera is looking pretty spicy, but it does lack those Fuji juices that we've come to love, like those beautiful JPEGs and of course, F-Log. Also, we haven't used that camera, so can't really talk about it, although that might change, like soon. So like, subscribe. Honestly, I have to really give credit to Fujifilm because something about the XT4 or even the XE4 is that Fujifilm doesn't really seem to pull its punches to protect its higher end cameras. A lot of the things that are in this camera trickle their way down into this camera. Sure, there are subtle differences, but honestly, they are not too far apart and you can get some beautiful results with either.
Make sure to like the video because today, one like does in fact equal one bottle of freshly squeezed Fuji juice shipped directly to your house. Subscribe to join the camera camp and make sure to check the description below for cool stuff like my Instagram, merch like Fuji juice hats, the Discord server if you want to join the Zachy May fam and make some camera friends, and my other channel where I make even more videos exactly like this one. Wow. And remember, as always when we do these outros,
I don't think it was focusing.